want to start by saying thank you to everyone who has stood up to say something. Not only those who have stood up here and are speaking out every day, but those who are speaking out every day in stores, workplaces, and even to random strangers on the street. I think every one of us knows how hard it is when you're met with confrontation and anger, or when friends and family turn their backs on you and call you selfish or deluded. Every one of us has felt the urge not to turn against the current or fight against the tide. I want to say thank you. I also want to say thank you to all those that organized us here, because here is a place for us to recharge. It's a place where we can come together and realize that we don't fight alone. Because, my friends, the battle isn't here. It's out there. It's every day, everywhere, and seemingly every moment from here on out. I own a small business, and I've been one of the lucky ones. We were considered essential for the first lockdown, and because of that, able to feed our families and keep our contractors working. I know many of you are not so lucky. Even though we've been able to keep working, the policies and the measures around this lie are slowly beating us all down. Forced testing and forced quarantine make it almost impossible to meet site demands, and I only see the situation getting worse. No allowances are made when contractors are forced to stay home, or even worse, forced to isolate themselves from their friends or family, or face the consequences of not being allowed to work. Quite frankly, I'm tired of hearing, well, that's just what we have to do to keep people safe. Keep who safe? How is forcing a family who depends on that income to go without keeping them safe? How is shutting down a business's ability to support its workers or pay its bills keeping people safe? When there's no actual evidence to show that these perfectly healthy people are spreading a disease. Lives are being ruined every day. And some people out there seem happy to sit at home and pat themselves on the back and say they're doing a great job. And that makes me ill. Small business owners, sole proprietors, and contractors do not qualify for CERB. And quite frankly, I don't want it. I take pride in the fact that it's hard work and the sweat off my back that got me where I am. And I plan to keep it that way. As do many others that I know. I teach this to my children every day. When you overcome adversity, you own that victory. You wear it like a badge of honor. And no one has the ability to take that away from you. I have no plans on being beholden to anyone, especially not the government. The other fact that we need to grasp is turning to the government to support us only pushes the problem off until tomorrow, much as lockdowns do. If you haven't already noticed, look at the state of our country's debt and ask yourself where you think that's heading. The fact is, until we start taking responsibility for ourselves and our country and stop looking to the government for handouts, we're all doomed to that fate. I've come to these rallies for a while now, and standing up here in front of you today is taking a great risk. Many of the people I do work for don't see things the way I do, and may choose to make decisions that could damage or end my ability to keep my company alive. Putting yourself out means giving others the ability to target you. It gives them the ability to make an example of you, and when your family depends on you, that's terrifying. But if not this, then what? We tell ourselves if we speak out, we might lose it all. But I tell you, look around. How much more would you like to lose? How much more are you willing to give up before you realize you have nothing left? And then what? How do you fight when they've taken everything from you? I believe this wholeheartedly, that a man who needs to ask someone if he is free will never be. And as long as we're waiting for someone to tell us it's okay to go back to normal, the truth is that day will never come. So what do? How do you resist? You stop asking for permission. Stop asking for someone to tell you it's okay to see your family or live your life. That life and those choices are yours until they're taken from you. From there, I wish I had an easy answer. I wish I could say it was as simple as standing up and saying no. But for some of us, I know it's not. Losing everything is not a choice. It's a death sentence. If the choice is losing it all now or losing it a month from now, I know why some choose the latter. But I'm here to tell you, if you can't stand up here, you don't have to. You don't have to be the one in front of the microphone. You don't have to be the one marching in the streets. But you need to be the one speaking out wherever and whenever you can. The ones who choose to say something when they're met with an opportunity instead of hiding in the narrative. Prepare yourself. Do your own research so when the time comes, you'll be ready. You don't have to yell it at the top of your lungs. The fact is, most of us out there don't like what we see, and we don't like being told that we're being forced to do it. Try above all to build allies rather than make enemies. At the very least, when you have to put a mask on for work, you don't have to say you like it. Speak up. As of right now, freedom of speech is not a crime. Intelligent civil disobedience changes everything. You are the unsung heroes, and you have more power than you think. For those of us like me that are past the point of conceding, past the point of hoping that we'll be okay when we come out the other side, the business owners who are tired of watching our businesses close and our companies destroyed, we need to come together. We need to find each other and support one another. If you have a small business, reach out. If you're watching this, know that you're not alone. Everyone here today will do whatever they can to support you, but you need to speak up. There are many more like you, and if we all come together, we can weather this storm. I'm here to offer whatever support I can, as are many others. Check out rebelnews.iwillopen.com, as well as the Justice Center at jccf.ca, as they have lots of information on how you can fight back. When this is over, we will all have to answer for what we've done. We need to own this truth. How do you want your story to be told? When I see children in masks or I hear stories of the emotional and physical damage it causes, I know where I stand. When I hear of elderly parents and loved ones dying alone because of our choices as a society, I know where I stand. When I see my company being torn apart by fear-propagated government policies that will choke the life out of those who are left fighting, I know where I stand. When I hear people say things like, it's just one Christmas, or it's just a mask, I know where I stand. When I think about the world that I leave behind for my children, or my children's children, I know where I stand. The question is, where do you stand? Thank you.